This match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Broken, thankless, push you down, open.
All right, I gotta go. Hey, take a heaping, steaming McMahon.
Yeah, no, man. It's nothing happened this week. What do we have to talk about?
Nothing happened.
Not a goddamn thing happened.
Either absolutely nothing happened this week or everything happened this week. So what we're gonna say about this real quick is we might discuss something at the end of the show. I'm sure you've all seen it. There's court documents out there. You can go read them. It's 67 pages. It's a real hard read. I will say that I did read all of it. If you get easily triggered, if you're a victim of SA or the R word, just I wouldn't read it if I were you. It's just not good.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not great. With that said, though, more importantly, on top of nothing happening this week.
My name is Clinton Davis. You can find me at PK Batman on X. To my right, as always, is my heterosexual life mate.
I'm concerned for your health. I mean,
oh fuck! I forgot to change mine to say the Midwest emo. Bring back that old gimmick.
Yeah. We have a comment.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see it in a second.
We are on a Forklift Pod on Twitter.
I'm dead naming UX. Every show. Don't care.
On a Forklift Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. The other
things.
Yeah. All the other things. It's been an exhausting day in professional wrestling.
My back? Your back.
By accident, to be honest with you. But fuck it. We'll see how it goes.
His back is right here.
My back is right there. But yeah, we can start off by, first of all, down below is the information for all local events
I'll let him do that, and I'm going to go spray paint something.
I think he's going to spray paint the toilet bowl.
Yep.
You're really got to take a shit? Like,
oh, yeah.
We're 3 minutes in.
Hey, make your call.
Okay. On to me, I guess. Down below is going to be over the next few months. There's going to be wrestling shows that we're going to be at. Down below is where you can find us. Starting with tomorrow night, I will be at New Edge Pro Wrestling for their student showcase number 1. Your main event, I believe, is Ray Larson versus TJ Meyer. That should be a lot of fun. They have 4 students who are debuting. Let me get all that listed up. Also, during everything, I will be interviewing Ray Larson tomorrow night with Nick Green being the cameraman. So I'm pretty fucking pumped for that. Let's see here. New Edge Pro. Facebook sucks. Let's see here. We have 4 different people debuting tomorrow night. We have Austin Travis, TJK, Carrie Valentine, and August Albright, all debuting tomorrow night. We've also got a 6-man tag team match with Gran Torino, Jay Fields, and Xander Bennett taking on Thomas Bailey, Matt Valentino, and Tommy Ranks. LaDon Sanders will be taking on KJ Reynolds. We've also got appearances coming from Alex Lynch is in a match. Where's that one? I'll find it. But Alice Lynch, Stella Buho, Trevor Stroud, and Max Rain. You can catch all of them tomorrow night at the Student Showcase for as low as $15. It starts at 6:30. Doors at 6? Yes. At 6176 Delafield Industrial Drive, Waterford, Michigan, 48329. $15 for a hot night of action. 5 people. Tommy Rinks is also debuting at this show, but I was looking at their Facebook where they're saying the debuts. So I'm going to go hang out with Sean for a little bit. That should be a lot of fun. Also coming up, Ethan will be at a show. I'll let him talk more about that one because I'm going to be on a cruise. Horse Slam is having the Heartbreak Hotel February 16th at 3117 Plymouth Road in Livonia, Michigan at 48150. Doors at 6:30. Hot night of action there. We also have Metro Pro Wrestling presents March Mayhem Saturday, March 16th at 81 Chestnut Street in Wyandotte, Michigan, 48192. The doors for that are at 6:45. I will be at Horse Slam and the Student Showcase tomorrow night. Ethan will be the one at, I think it's IWR. He'll be at IWR, and he will also be at MPW tentatively. I will be looking at Pretty Drag Queens on March 16th. So I've got my calendar full. God damn it. Hey, everyone. Let's meet the newest addition to the family real quick.
Come here. This is Rip Kitty. Go.
Everyone meet Nevermore.
This is Nevi. This is Nevermore. She's our kitty.
Hi, Nebby.
She's my moon kitty.
And then when Ethan comes back, I'm going to let him go over IWR with you. God damn that cat.
Whatever. So anyway, so IWR is on February 8th. I have no idea what matches are on the card. It's fine, though. There's going to be channel favorites there. Our boy Tango is going to be in the house, so I'm stoked to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going as a fan. Just going as I got tickets. I'm sitting third row. Shout out to Ren Mark. Much appreciated. We're going to have fun.
Yeah, better camera angles today.
Yeah.
We're figuring out this one booth format.
Yeah, we're figuring out. Did you say 15 minutes for a hot night of action?
$15.
$15 for a hot night of action.
$15 for a hot night of action.
That is his nickname. $15 for a hot night of action, Clinton Davis.
Lasts about 30 seconds.
And if you want more, pay $30 and you can have Trevor.
Yeah, that one comes with additional spooning.
Additional spooning. And
it's the ice cream dish.
Don't slam doors.
Don't slam doors.
Don't slam doors.
Anyways.
He's not all the way through them yet.
Big news. For the first time in history, two things are happening. One, Monday Night Raw will not be running on cable network television.
Absolutely. What?
And number two, Netflix is getting its first live episodic series weekly.
Correct. So
yeah.
If you're going, well, it's first live ever. No, it's not. They've had an F1 race, I think a couple soccer games, and a golf tournament last year.
No, this will be the first ever show on Netflix that runs weekly. First time they're not going to be on cable television. I'm excited to see how that's going to go. I assume the commercials are going to be just promoting Netflix products.
Allegedly ad-free or whatever. I don't know how that's going to go. We're going to find out.
We got a year before it happens.
Wishes. Early wishes on this. Skip the third hour, 2 hours commercial free.
I like that. Also, recommendation.
$2.15 even.
I'll pay $5 an hour, $5 a month more if they separate the WWE stuff from everything on Netflix.
Well, like they have Peacock?
Yeah, except better because I kind of want the old WWE Network format.
No.
It doesn't want to be in your jacket.
She has to understand. Anyway, so that's actually a really cool thing, too. I know there's some speculation about it. Numbers are going to be, listen, there's going to be no more discussion of Nielsen numbers with Raw.
Which is fantastic for us. The only person that's really going to affect is Russ. Because that's his bread and butter talking about.
But Netflix will release numbers if they want to, but they don't have to release numbers to anybody. They paid for it. Who gives a shit?
And this deal is worth $500 million a year over the next 10 years, which makes this deal roughly worth about $5 billion.
Yep.
$5 billion. And on top of that, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is a part of the TKO board of directors.
Well, we can call him The Rock now. He owns it. And then he licensed it back
to
TKO.
He got his name right back, and he licensed it back to WWE for 10 years.
Money move.
The Rock is a smart businessman, becoming a really shitty actor, but a great businessman.
Yep. So, I mean, hey, we know about great businessmen. They always run for political office.
Yeah, but we had the discussion the other week of when The Rock came out and said, I'm going to be at the head of the table.
Yep.
We did not realize that the head of the table meant head of WWE.
That's fine though.
It's fun. We got to keep an eye on a cat.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, that's great. And to top that off, if we're going to bookend the weekend on good news with a really like shitty news in the center, like a fucking Matrix Revolutions pile of dog shit in the center of the week, we get to end it on the best fucking pay-per-view of the year.
The Royal Rumble match.
It's not WrestleMania. It's Royal Rumble. And the best part is, women's match, I have no fucking idea. Men's match, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, we've heard Punk, we've heard Cody, we've heard Gunther.
I've heard Drew.
We've heard Drew. Women's side, we've heard the big discussion is Bayley and Becky.
I want Bayley.
I want Becky.
And Bayley needs the moment.
I want Bayley to win the Elimination Chamber to take on Io. Let's be real here. Becky versus Rhea is the big match. That is the big women's match.
See, I'd be more apt to have Becky win, or Becky and Rhea at Perth.
They might do it. They might do it at Perth.
You want Elimination Chamber, so you put your two biggest women's stars against each other on that match in the one's hometown. It's a plate. What? Did I adopt a dog? Ridiculous, I tell you. You can't have anything nice around there. Nothing nice around here. My boy Tommy Rinks is debuting in that match. He's in the three-man match. He's teaming. The six-man, yeah. He's teaming with one Thomas Bailey, who just won his first title.
Yep. He is now the Chaos Digital Media Championship, defeating TJ Meyer.
Pay no mind.
Pay no mind to it. It's going to be a little louder back there.
It just is what it is at this point. And yes, that is another computer setup behind me. We're growing here. It's basically becoming a dealer. Remember the early episodes of Silicon Valley?
The queue is open.
Yeah. Do you remember the early episodes of Silicon Valley when they were like living in the think tank house?
Yeah.
The ones with the really problematic actor.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got Birdman, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a non-hollow Charizard over there that I pulled out of a pack. Kind of wacky. But
we'll discuss Cadaver later.
Yeah, we can discuss Ari Geller later. Rumble's gonna be fun.
Rumble's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
This has been a build-up.
It's when all of our friends show up each year. Like, it's the one pay-per-view each year we can guarantee that our friends are going to show up.
We can guarantee the filthy casuals show up for it.
Yeah. We're going to hang out with all our bros. We're going to smoke a bunch. We're going to probably drink a little bit. Well,
Xander, if you're watching, come over.
Please.
Frio, same thing. You'll get lost, but it's okay.
Please, Frio. And Xander. And anyone genuinely who knows us, don't take this as an invite if you're just some chuckle fucker. And I don't know, we're pretty big in India. Most of our videos do well in India. You're not invited.
I'm huge in Japan.
No.
Don't climb on the computer. Sky jail. Okay.
Dude, I love cats. Cats are my favorite.
She gone.
Let's talk. Okay, so on the subject of cats, our friend Kevin has the best story about his first day with a cat. I think it was Beebs.
Beebs is great.
So he got Beebs, and within the first 12 hours, he had an oscillating fan that didn't have the guard on it. And he sat there and watched his cat stare at it and going, he's not going to be that dumb, and jumped into it. And his cat did, and all he heard was a big yipe, and the cat got flown across the room. And he's sitting there going, I've had this cat for 12 hours, and it's dead.
That doesn't shock me. Beavis is... You ever see those pictures of cats that are shocked constantly?
Beavis is the cat version of Floyd Coco. There's not a brain cell in there, man.
No.
Oh, you love eating penis, don't you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Eat all the nuts I can.
So, yes, with that big news, the other news, the shit sandwich, like we said, we're going to cover later with a big warning beforehand. So that way, if you're not comfortable with the subject matter, you can dip. But we feel this is something that's really big and needs to be spoken of.
Yeah, we're giving about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll leave it till then.
Yeah.
But we'll do that at like the 9 o'clock hour. We'll roll up, wrap up with that. We'll let you know.
So, I got to watch AEW last night. I got home just in time to catch Adam Copeland versus Suzuki.
How was that?
I think Suzuki might be creeping up on my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's top 10 for sure for me. But every time I see him on TV, I am validated of why I believe that Minoru Suzuki is one of the best professional wrestlers on the face of the earth.
Murder Grandpa.
Murder Grandpa, man. He fucking went out there with Adam Copeland and had a fucking banger of a main event. And I don't like to give Tony Khan a lot of credit because I truly believe he fumbled one of the biggest things in professional wrestling history, barring the invasion angle. Because that's a big fumble that will never be topped.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, where was I going with that? I was going somewhere. You're distracting me with your penis eating.
Get fucked.
No, thank you. We promote our own shit based off of good moral values and Christianity.
One time I saw another man.
What's up? How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the chat.
Are we on Twitch?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked it, so it was an accident, and
Boy, there's going to be some people that are really confused.
yeah, that we're live for one episode on Twitch.
That explains why the stream quality is so bad right now.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. Yes, so fuck, you keep distracting me, you son of a bitch. The Twitch?
Do Twitch.
We are doing Twitch. We're live on it right now.
You're watching it. He's watching us on Twitch.
Watching us on Twitch. I can't believe it.
This is the first time since like October.
Yeah, dude, you know there's three certainties in life. Death, taxes, and I'm going to steal your daughter's fruit snacks when I come over.
Those are Cocoa Melon ones? Not as good.
They're not, but they still hit the spot.
They're not. They're not as good. I love the Welch's. Welch's mixed berry comes in the big bag.
Let's talk about the real problem here. If you're listening and you work at a mini muffin factory, 4 is not enough in one bag. I'm an adult now. I know you make these for kids, but I'm a grown adult and I need adult packaging. I need at least 10 in one packaging because I eat a box in like fucking 2 sittings.
I'll take 6.
That's not enough.
I gotta have the chocolate ones though. I like the real soft muffin with the nice little chocolate chip in it. And I don't like chocolate chip anything, but I like those.
Well, I'm playing Mass Effect right now, so that's kind of topical.
I mean, the sun is a deadly laser is like Golden Sun. I love Golden Sun. Or are we talking about the Archimedes laser from the Greek?
How about let's get Golden Sun to have another fucking comeback, man?
Golden Sun had 2 games, and they were both amazing on the Game Boy Advance.
One of the reasons to own one that wasn't named Pokemon
Or Goku. Oh, that Goku game.
Legacy of Goku 1, 2, and Boo's Fury.
Oh, dude. And then Stairway to Destin Duel.
Mm-hmm.
Or Eternal Duelist Soul, too.
We'll talk about games later in the show because I've had enough wrestling for a month, and it's just from today.
Yeah. But let's talk about some. So we always go through Royal Rumble. Like,
hi, Mama.
Hello, Miss Bailey.
Yes.
We always talk about like the entries, the entrance, and stuff like that. In the last couple of years, we haven't had a heck of a lot of like special entrants
because they've got a fucking deep roster and don't need to do special entrance anymore.
It's good, right. So here's my thing: give me 2 people that you want to see, male and female, and 2 people. And now, when I say 2 people, I mean
one.
If this if these people showed up, there is a legit shot of them winning because it's not a like, oh, Beth Phoenix, back when she would pop in, but you knew she wasn't coming back full time.
What's up, Donald? I'll stop you right there because you're the king of run-on sentences. AJ Lee for the women's.
Okay, I can see her winning that one. Give me a second one.
Second one?
Second one on the women's side.
Like returning surprise entrance?
Yep, but
do I have to make it make sense?
Not really in the scheme of things, just somebody
because
that
I had a plan.
gravitas.
I had a plan for AJ Lee in my head.
Yeah, just somebody that has the gravitas that could win it. Like Molly Holly's not going to win it, right?
No.
We love seeing Mighty Molly, though. Molly Holly's a channel favorite.
Okay, I believe that if you could take the title off Rhea before Mania, you could do Trish Stratus in the Rumble and have her win it and have her and Becky blow shit off. But, oh yeah, yep, Trinity. That's the right answer. Trinity.
Camille Brickhouse is not a bad one either.
Yeah, because she's built like a brick house.
Mm-hmm. The men's Cardona is definitely on my. That's one of mine on my list.
Do you think CM Punk's going to be in the Rumble?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to tell you this, but he returned in November.
He did?
Yep.
Huh.
He came back to pro wrestling like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I've been out of the game long.
I know. It's insane.
For the men's side.
I'm sorry. Almost 7 years ago. Sorry. The 3 years ago thing didn't happen.
So let's see here. For the men's side, surprise entrance. Like Okada, of course, because
yeah, okay.
he's got shows still booked up in February out in Japan, so he's not it. But then again, Triple H would probably let him go back and do them. So I'll say Okada, and Cardona's a good one.
I feel like because he doesn't
have a chance of winning.
But he's been so quiet. Yeah, but come on, that'd be fucking wild, right? He's been so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He's been scary quiet on Twitter, and he's usually the biggest fucking troll.
He wins and he goes after the United States title because it's the title that got him over in the first place.
He wins and he goes after the IC title to reclaim the one that he should have never lost the night after Mania.
But my AJ Lee one, I think, would be great because Roxanne Perez is challenging for the NXT Women's Championship against Laya Valkyrie at whatever their next show is called.
Mm-hmm.
And if Roxanne won, AJ could win the Rumble and say, I want to challenge Roxanne at Mania.
Oh, you know what we haven't talked about?
Huh.
William Regal's back.
William Regal's back on television. He finally got his year out of the system to sell that he was dead from MJF. And he came back, and what did he do? He made Ava the general manager of NXT.
That's okay. That's okay. Because her dad is now on the board of directors. We all saw that coming.
Yes. Do you think they'll use that on NXT? Like, do you know who my dad is? Do you really want to overstep with me?
Probably now. If you want NXT's numbers to go through the roof, you saw what happened when John Cena was on NXT, right? You want to see him go through the roof? Put The Rock on NXT.
So by the end of next year, WWE scheduling on TV will be Raw is on Netflix.
Yep.
NXT is on the CW.
Yep.
And
good move, by the way.
Great move.
I like that one.
And SmackDown is going to move to USA.
Yep.
Which makes me believe that you're right, that they're going to extend the contract for 2 months so that way they can
Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will be on the same network for like 3 months at that point. Because I don't know when does the SmackDown USA thing? Is that dead at the end of the year, or is that in October as well?
I wonder if that could be in October.
Because that would make sense to have like that transitional period to be like, hey, you know, you're advertising SmackDown staying on USA while Raw's leaving and going to Netflix.
We'll see what comes up come October. It's going to be an exciting time for pro wrestling. The fact that we're moving strictly to a streaming service for the biggest wrestling company on the planet.
Yep. And you still have all the WWE Network stuff on Peacock through, I believe, 2026, something like that.
I just hope Netflix is better than Peacock is right now.
Or whenever it ends. But yeah, if they're going to do PLEs and they're going to do all that stuff on Netflix, I would have to think it is, because look at how they handle their collection services.
Yeah.
They do a good job with it.
They do a good job with it. And, you know, Netflix promotes the shit out of shit while it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on from that to the next subject matter, which involves the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins has confirmed that he has injured his knee and that he was supposed to be out for 3 to 4 months, but he said he is not missing Mania. So right now WWE has a hand right now, and they're playing a very, very risky hand of, will Seth be okay by Mania?
Yeah, I mean, you run that risk. The other thing is, you can't exactly look at Seth and go, well, you got to give up the title.
No,
because look at what you're doing with Roman. Yeah,
defended the title 3 times this year.
right.
3 times.
Well, 3 times last year, whatever it was.
Yeah. In 2023, he defended it 3 times.
You get to a point where you look at it and you go, okay, well, we can't treat one like the other, especially when we created this title to be on the level of the other title, to be that, so we could have that thing happen. You were always playing that game. Now, I guess
4 times.
I guess the nice thing is you do have an instant win card in your pocket. You have Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
You could, if you're not going to pull something, if you're not going to pull the trigger with him for anything permanently, anything long term, pull the trigger now. Have him run from now until Mania. See how he does with it. I would probably, if I'm in that case, then I don't have Seth and Cody win. I have Drew win and go after that title.
But right now, Seth is going to be the champion, which really leaves us with a handful of winning options for the Rumble. Because right now, this is like a 2017 year. We have no idea. There are, in my opinion, 4 big possible names. There's Punk, there's Cody, there's Gunther, and then there's Drew McIntyre.
And I'm going to throw a 5th in there with The Rock.
True.
And it's only because of everything that's going on. If he's involved with WWE at the time, there's not a predetermined match that has been announced that he's in, I have to count him as a factor in the Royal Rumble until it's over.
Fair enough. But the Rumble looks stacked. Like we said, the women's, they have a couple options. They've got Becky and Bayley. Those are the 2 big favorites, I would say.
I think we're going to see a Roxanne appearance.
I think we're going to see Jade Cargill's debut.
Jade Cargill will debut. I think Trinity will be back.
Because
whether that's under Naomi, I'm assuming Naomi.
What if they do name Fatu?
It could be Naomi Fatu. It could be Trinity. I don't know. Everything is the beautiful thing is this is the first time we're truly under Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
We're truly under Triple H. The Vince thing is not there anymore, especially now. But the Vince thing is not there anymore. The influence, the Vinfluence, if you will, doesn't exist. We had a little bit of it last year.
Now it's all trips.
But it's TKO.
And it's exciting because there's so many different outcomes you can have right now. Because if Cody doesn't win the Rumble, he's not facing Roman at Mania. It's going to be The Rock.
And
then who do you have Cody face at Mania?
I mean, unless something goes down before then and those 2 face off and Roman wins, because that's the only way I see that happening.
Because let me tell you what would be dumb. Is if The Rock won the Rumble and then said, I'm challenging you at Elimination Chamber.
No, because it's you main event Mania.
Yeah.
Some things you just don't change and you main event Mania, and that's just what.
Because remember how much they fucked up WrestleMania 18 by having Triple H put his title shot on the line?
Yeah.
Or how convoluted the fucking WrestleMania 22 World Heavy... Like, don't fuck with the Rumble win. If the person won the Rumble, they main event Mania. Don't have them defend it or anything like that.
That's still one of my favorite. That's still one of my favorite Taker Manias, though. The Randy Orton Taker match in Chicago.
Yeah, that was good. But in my opinion, right now, if you want to do Mania, if Seth's going to be okay, I would have Punk. Again, another thing. This doesn't involve The Rock. If The Rock's not involved in Mania, I would have Cody go after Roman, and I would have Punk against Rollins. But I agree with Russ from our talk earlier, where I don't want to see Punk versus Rollins unless Rollins is healthy, because that's going to be a great match. Yeah, you don't always main event WrestleMania. You're just like nowadays men's side, at least, it guarantees you main event of WrestleMania. On the women's side, it never does, because they're never going to hold women's wrestling to the same level as they do. Like, especially,
I tell you what, if it's
not us, but them.
No, I know, but I'm saying if you do go the Becky Rhea route, that's main eventing a night.
But I guarantee you, Punk's only back to main event. If he doesn't main event this year, I guarantee you he fucking.
So it ends up a triple threat match. They're already building towards that. They're building towards a triple threat where those two and whoever has the title are in it.
That'd be good.
And then whoever wins is going to lose the title when Priest comes out and cashes in.
I would love to see him cash in, like have the World Heavyweight Championship match go on first at Money in the Bank and have him cash in before the men's Money in the Bank match takes place and he loses his contract.
That's what I was talking about this week.
Yeah.
I want him to lose the contract, then come back and win it again.
No, that's just dumb.
He goes and he wins. It's before the Money in the Bank match. He wins it again.
I'm not a fan of multi-time Money in the Bank winners. I wasn't a fan of it when Punk did it.
Well, then let's future book. So the Rumble has essentially become that thing where you can try to build a star, and I think the one that really missed out on the opportunity was Drew. And it was in this building.
Oh, Money in the Bank this year is LA Knight.
So because the Rumble does certain things. I mean, I would say that, but we've seen where he's probably should have been the guy before then.
Well, I think LA Knight's going to have a stellar year here. He's already in the Universal title match at the Royal Rumble. He's already pegged to be the guy to face Logan Paul at Mania.
I thought he was going to win Money in the Bank this last year.
Well, then they fucked up. They didn't fuck up because Priest definitely deserved the briefcase after the Bad Bunny match.
Yeah,
because that shit too. Still, a year later is great, but I don't like multi-time. I don't like multi-time Rumble winners. That's the reason
I don't hate multi-time Rumble winners, but it can't be back-to-back, which is why I don't want Cody to win.
Yeah, we've done the back-to-back twice. We did it with Michaels and we did it with Austin. We don't need to do it again.
No, and Cody's not on those guys' levels.
No, he's not.
He's not.
I know they like to think he is. Like, he is the cover star for 2K24 this year, so they obviously think very highly of Cody Rhodes in WWE.
But so are Bianca and Rhea.
Yep, and then also
both of them have won.
Yeah, they both won the Rumble, but, we don't really talk about Bianca's win because it took place during COVID times, and the COVID Rumbles suck.
Yep.
They're not as bad as the 2022 Rumbles, but they're bad. And it's no fault of the wrestlers. It's just, how the fuck do you have a Rumble match with no fans? It sucked. That's the only reason. There's certain aspects of the pandemic I look back on.
Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank was
was
stupid. Everyone hated it, but it was the dumbest shit I ever seen.
It was so much fun. And we got a really cool thing with Money in the Bank too, though. We got the Asuka winning Money in the Bank, and then the Becky thing, and all that.
You see, I hated that. I hated that.
It was adorable. Also,
no, adorable. I'm not shitting on the moment. It was a beautiful moment. Apparently, Becky told no one. Asuka was the first person behind the curtains outside of management to know. So that reaction was genuine. I thought that was fucking precious. But it's to challenge the champion.
I get it.
So it should have been wrestling.
It's wrestling. It's a story. It's great. That told a story.
Didn't Royal Rumble have fans during COVID? No, it was during the Thunderdome era. The
21 did. That was the Tropicana. That was the Edge comes out. That was the Brock Lesnar.
That was 2020. 2021 was the COVID Rumbles. Because 2020 Rumble was right before the world went to shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because Drew won Rumble that year. He was supposed to challenge at Mania, and then Mania one took place in the Performance Center. Yeah. So 2021's Rumble was still done in the COVID. But yeah, 20 was fantastic. The 2020 Royal Rumble is one of my favorites of all time. It was perfect. Like, right as we were all getting sick of the Brock Lesnar show, Ricochet right to the balls, Claymore out of the ring, and then just the Edge return. The fact that I look back at that and I'm so glad Kevin Dunn's gone because everything has looked better.
God damn. I'm going to have flashbacks. The fucking 2016 Rumble with AJ.
The 2016 Rumble with AJ, the 2020 Rumble with Edge. Kevin Dunn's gone, and like just from the past few weeks of watching the television, the product has looked better. The fact that the New Day and Imperium were able to have a match, and I was able to see the collision, like when they all went through the tables and there wasn't 17 camera cuts, it just held the camera over so you could see the fucking carnage. That was awesome. The Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, when they were sitting in the bar just having a drink and just talking, it was just one camera shot.
My absolute favorite bar scene of all time in any wrestling stuff is the Tim White bar scene. It's
where he kills himself?
Tries to.
Oh. I don't know. I'm always a big fan of the Sheamus and Cesaro one where they're at the bar and they're like finally figuring out their friends. And then I love listening to the interview with Cesaro. He was just like, yeah, they poured the beer there for me and I don't drink. So I had to sit there awkwardly and just go.
Yeah.
And just point at the drink at Sheamus's Slam and Guinness.
What's my
you know what? You know what? Let's be real here. Sheamus is coming back on Saturday, and I'm so fucking happy.
It's true.
What was your favorite Rumble? Ooh.
Technically, that's a return, and he could win it.
Do we have whiteboards?
Yeah.
Grab them and some magic markers.
I don't have magic markers. That's the problem.
Grab Sharpies.
I don't have markers to use on them. I'm not using Sharpies on my whiteboards. You sadist. Favorite Rumbles. So my God, my absolute favorite Rumble of all. No, it's 2008.
Really?
It's the Cena return.
Your favorite for years has been the 2010 Edge return.
Nah, it's the Cena return, man. It's the Cena return. It's always been the Cena return because I thought that was one of the coolest things. That was one of the coolest secrets. I have like some recent Rumbles though. Last year's Rumble was real fucking good.
You know what my favorite Rumble is? It's 02.
Mm-hmm.
It's the drop kick heard around the world.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 02 Rumble holds a special place. First of all, because I grew up as a WCW kid, I missed the 2001 Rumble by 3 months because the first ever show I saw from WWE was WrestleMania 17 because that was the week after the WCW buyout. So my first ever live Rumble was 2002, and that one's always going to be my favorite. I know it's the big Triple H return. He won. Mr. Perfect came back and finished Final 3.
90.
The Hurricane double choke slam bit.
Was 91 a Hogan? That was the Hogan year.
That was
right?
a Hogan year.
That was a Hogan year because 92 was real good. The Ric Flair for the
92
title.
is a top 3.
92 was real good. Man, 92's got some fucking nostalgia.
You see, here's the thing with the Rumble that's so great about it is you can sit here and you can talk about what's your favorite Rumble, and then no one's going to disagree with you. You can pick from like 6 of them.
I don't care if it's the worst Rumble because there are some
good
bad Rumble. The 40-man, awful. There's just this dead zone period.
There was like
that 2011 or 2012 that was.
2011 was the 40-man.
Yeah, oh God, that was bad when Punk is just on his like fucking serenade in the middle of the
That
ring.
was 2010.
Was it?
That was 2010. One. That's the Edge return that you always said was your favorite.
No, I like the Cena return.
But like, you could say 92 is your favorite. 2000, 2001, and 2002, all fucking bangers. 2008, 2010, 2007, 2018, I believe, was the old guard versus the new guard final 6. That was fucking awesome. 2020, 2023, like.
Oh, no. You know why I've always said 08 was my favorite? It's because of the WWE magazine, the artwork where they were all on the subway and like Ray and Jeff are like hanging up, or Jeff's right at the front of the subway and Ray's hanging upside down from the thing on the top. And John Cena is nowhere to be found.
Hogan is the first person to do back-to-back. I believe it's Hogan, Michaels, and Austin.
Yep.
Okay.
Hogan was 90 and 91. Michaels was 96, 97 or 95, 96.
95, 96.
And then Austin was 2000, 2001, right?
Yeah. And he also had the 98 Rumble, I believe, or 97.
Yeah, 97.
97, because that was the Attitude Era kickoff.
Yeah, it was 97 and then 01, or 2000, 2001.
Well, while we're on the subject of the Rumble, favorite Rumble winners?
Chris Benoit. The one that everybody forgets.
Only 4 people have won the Rumble from the number 1 position, and 3 of them are Rhea Ripley, Edge, and Shawn Michaels.
Asuka
was fun, but it got overshadowed by Ronda Rousey just doing the.
Yeah. Hate it. That's my cheek, sir. Please don't accost me like this. Help. Yeah, there's that one. Cena coming back and winning 08 because like that return is phenomenal.
Camera change.
And then oh boy. Definitely not Batista.
It depends on which Batista win you're talking about.
The Cena Batista where their feet hit the floor at the same time.
That's a good one.
That's a damn good one.
Ric Flair's a good answer.
Flair probably looked like he did the most work like in that match. He was at the end of it. He's just
with a tear in my eye.
And then he elbow dropped
someone on an airplane.
And then he elbow dropped a cockroach in his hotel room. He threw his coat. Flair's a hoot in those times, not now.
I can definitely say the Cena 08 one is one of my favorite wins, but I also love the Cena 08 one because he came back and everyone went, yeah! And then a minute later, like, wait, fuck this guy.
I think my favorite part of that, let's dissect the 2008 Royal Rumble, everybody. So Cody Rhodes is absolutely fucking laying into the Undertaker. And Taker just looks at him like, what are you doing? Then he goes, hit me harder. So he gets him, whatever. I don't even know how that happened. But then Shawn came out because that was right at WrestleMania 25.
Yeah, because that was 24. Because that was the best final 2.
Oh my God. And he goes to knock him. Oh Jesus. That whole thing was great.
Listen, the 2008
Jimmy Snuka was in it. He's
dead. Think that's the 07 Rumble. Let me double check.
I swear to God, that's 2008. It might be 2007.
Oh, fuck. I turned the keyboard off to keep the cat from...
That's got to be 2008.
2008 Royal Rumble. Let me see here.
Yeah.
From... I don't want to go to IMDb to figure out who won the Rumble. Cena won...
Yeah.
Okay, so it was...
the Cena Triple H one. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite posters ever.
Okay, but 2007 had the best final 2 of all time, which was Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, because that was how...
And how good was that? Because they did those 2 in the final 2 of the 07 Rumble, and then the 08 Rumble kicked off with Shawn and The Undertaker.
Right. Yeah, because that's what it was. They kicked off, and then Shawn eliminated Taker in it, and then Shawn got eliminated like 4 or 5 guys later. But, yeah, you had everybody in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was also Roddy Piper's last Rumble, too.
Which one?
08.
Yeah, probably. Let me see here.
Pretty sure 08, that was Piper's last Rumble. You're in 2007.
Yeah, I know. I am not the cutest.
19.
Yep, came out 19th, eliminated by Kane after a minute.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Listen to this name of people, if you will. Okay, here we go. Takers, Michael, Santino Marella, Great Khali, Hardcore Holly, Johnny, insert name here, Tommy Dreamer, Batista Hornswoggle, Chuck Palumbo, Jamie Noble, CM Punk at 12 when he was still on ECW, lasted 23 minutes. Cody Rhodes lasted 23 minutes. Umaga, rip. Snitsky, Miz, Shelton Benjamin, Snuka, Piper, Kane, Carlito, Foley, Mr. Kennedy, Viscera, rip. Mark Henry, Chavo, Finlay, Elijah Burke. Damn, Elijah Burke was fucking good back then. Triple H, and John Cena.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, you didn't know?
I'm not a Road Dogg fan. I never have been. Billy Gunn was always the better wrestler.
I love Billy Gunn.
In fact, being saddled with Road Dogg really hampered his career. And that Rock promo.
Well, and Bart Gunn getting punched in the head.
Well, that was Bart Gunn, not...
I know, but the smoking guns or whatever they were.
No, one of them had to be smoking crack to agree to do the Brawl for All.
Nobody knew what was going on. Do we need to do... Is that something that's going to end up on the Patreon? Is us dissecting Brawl for All?
We can do that. Patreon coming next month. So let's talk about, because we're going to talk about gaming for a minute.
Okay.
Let's talk about the WWE 2K24 review.
Oh,
I think the covers look fantastic.
I do too. I'm going to get I'm probably going to buy a physical copy this year.
I'm going to buy the deluxe one.
I'm going to get, the women's. I think Bianca's easily one of the top 3 stars in the women's division that they have.
And Rhea's number 1.
It's Rhea, Becky, and Bianca.
Yep.
For me, she's the one that connects with the fans, the actual fans in the arena the most, not just people being horny for her.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think she puts in a hell of a lot of work, does a really good thing. And Rhea is literally on fire. Cannot do anything wrong. From the time that we've seen her since when she was 20 in the Mae Young Classic to now,
night and day difference.
She's what, 26, 27?
Yep.
What a career.
Just give me up.
In 7 years. Yeah. Just pick me up, cradle me, carry me to bed. I don't care what it is. She's phenomenal, continually changing as well and not falling into being the same character. Saw a screenshot today from 2K24. Her China-inspired gear is in the game. The models look great. The Stone Cold one looked really fucking good. Wow, that Stone Cold one. Because the thing is, when you look at people, you get this kind of, and I realized this last Friday, I was hanging out with a friend from high school, and he was like, hey, check out these pictures that like my ex-girlfriend made me in this photo album. And I looked and I'm like, you don't even look like the same person anymore. Our brains go, hey, we're associating somebody with what they look like currently or what we see them as always. So right now, Austin, well, he looks the same to us because we just see Austin. Dude, he was fucking yoked. And so when they did the modeling for it, they did a really good job.
They did do a good job.
He does look a little like Just Incredible, which has always been a thing, but
wasn't it embarrassing every time you lost to me in fantasy football and my name was Just Incredible?
Yeah, I fucking hated it. Speaking of Just Incredible and all that stuff, let's continue with this.
Hold on a second.
We'll touch on.
How's fantasy football going for you this year? Because I'm not in the league.
Finish runner up.
Yeah, so you had to kick me out of the league.
Yeah,
I had to retire.
Joel beat me. So, speaking of Just Incredible, ECW star Just Incredible, there's going to be an ECW star on Dark Side of the Ring season 5. Sandman is going to be on there, and we are petitioning to be involved in this somehow. I know they've shot the episode already because I've seen clips of it, but our channel's named On a Forklift, and Buff Bagwell is going to be an episode.
Yes.
Good night, Alan. But yeah, so Buff Bagwell is going to be in an episode. Hit us up. I texted him this week, by the way. He's doing well.
I love that we're just in contact with Buff.
He's cool with it. He's
good.
all right with us texting him. He doesn't mind.
Yeah, and before that Dark Side of the Ring episode airs, go check out our interview with Buff Bagwell on our YouTube page. It's having a resurgence ever since the announcement. Finally broke 300 views.
Yep, and I can't tell you, and I can't say... I can't confirm anything here. I'm working on a Forklift having the first post Dark Side of the Ring interview with Buff Bagwell.
Fucking tits.
So
speaking of interviews,
we got a lot coming up.
Interview coming up with Ray Larson next week. That one we're going to record tomorrow night. Me, her, and Nick is going to be the cameraman.
Oh, Nick's a gem. Go check him out, Nick Green. If you check Nick Green, go like his Facebook page. The cutest in professional wrestling. Yep. Absolutely, he's a good.
You have interviews coming up?
Yeah, we have.
Once I get moved into my new place and I have my computer back set up, we will have more together interviews again.
Yeah. Well, so February 15th, our show that's going to come to you live. Are you going to be back in the?
Yes, I will be back.
Okay. Well, that interview, great time for him to return. I'm going to say this because I have this date set currently on this one. Gigi Jacobs is making his 3rd appearance on a Forklift, and we're very happy about it.
Get your mozzarella sticks ready.
Indiana State Pro Wrestling Champion for one of the promotions down there. Desire Pro Wrestling Champion. Gigi Jacobs, 1/2 or 1/3 of the Bosom Buddies Club, the BBC. He's got this. He is so busy. He has so many different things going on. He's got new promo photos. I wanted to announce it now. I'm going to get I'm gonna get a graphic up, but he's gonna join us for that show. I know you guys are like, hey, didn't you just say that you guys don't do live interviews? Well, Gigi's vetted, and
we've had him on the show twice.
Yeah, he knows what to say.
Next interview with like Max and Heather and Summer, that one will be live.
Maybe.
No,
It depends on if
live on Patreon.
it depends on if they're slandering coleslaw again.
Coleslaw fucking
Just
sucks.
fucking
It
stop.
fucking sucks.
Can't even go one fucking week without it.
So we're gonna use this time to.
Oh, I was gonna say we have 2 more interviews.
Go.
One I can't announce yet. There's somebody that's gonna
Might bring it up.
Well, somebody's going to be making a return to the ring, and we're going to be we have privileged access to be able to do their first interview back.
God, why do people like us?
And another one is John Bullard will be on for a part 2, and he's going to get real deep into promoting promotions and his new promotion. His rebirth of his promotion, Chaotic Combat Wrestling, which is going to involve some Michigan favorites, some Texas favorites, and a bunch of Chicago boys. So we've been invited out to go to the Berlin Eagles Club in Chicago. So to go check out some shows. That's a place that ICW NHB airs from, Ruthless Pro Wrestling airs from, Black Label Pro has been there. I think GCW's also came from there before too.
It'd be nice to go to Chicago and not just see the inside of a hotel room.
So we're going to go see the inside of the legendary Berwyn Eagles Club. We've been invited as guests of the owner of the promotion.
Shit, that'll be fun. All right. What dates?
He doesn't have dates set yet, but it'll be multiple shows. So
Okay.
that's going to be where he's running from.
On a Forklift is going on the road.
Yeah. We're probably going to have to drive past Big Davison because it's on our way there.
Yes. But we're going to use this time to end the normal show. We would like to be very explicit here in saying the next subject will be uncomfortable. If you have experienced SA in your life, you might find the subject matter we are about to discuss upsetting.
Yeah. And we're going to try to keep it as short as we can. We don't want to dwell.
Yeah, because we got 8. Because I'm sticking to that hour. We got 8 minutes left, and we're just going to cover this. So
I don't even have 8.
Have a good night.
I don't have 8 minutes left in my stomach.
Yeah. Have a good night if you are signing off. Vince McMahon this morning has a lawsuit out against him for sex trafficking.
First off, I want to name the person who this lawsuit's against. It's a young lady. She's been put through a really tough situation. Janelle Grant. Mm-hmm. She worked for WWE, and by all accounts, I've read all 67.
Who was wrongly ousted by Brad Shepard fucking Horseface last year.
Yeah, can't stand that prick. Go ahead. Come at me. Try to sue me. I have no money.
Yeah, and you're going to need all the money you can get to fucking make it through this
slander
lawsuit.
Brad Shepard because he's tried to go after people.
Because he is a part of this lawsuit, too, for ousting this woman a year ago.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short on this, Janelle Grant, she's a young lady. She was in a tough position. Having read all 67 pages of the depths or of whatever.
It's a lot.
Is. Yeah.
There's stuff we're not going to cover.
Yeah. Listen, everybody's gone through rough times in their life. She was looking for a job. She had a friend who worked for the company who was not named in anything, and she does not blame this friend for getting her introduced with the company. She had a friend who was involved with the company, got her an interview with Mr. McMahon. It might not have even been the company. I apologize. I have to use the restroom. We can do this. I could just put up an episode.
We will put up
you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get through this real quick. Vince McMahon's a horrible fucking human being. Yes. He is. And so are a lot of people in the wrestling industry. And I'm only going to name the people that are actually named in this thing. John Laurinaitis. You remember how he got fired? It's because of this shit. Because they did horrendous things. Please, if you know somebody that's in a situation like this, speak up on their behalf. Because the things that I had to read today that they did, look, if things were consensual, and that's the big thing I want to state, none of what happened was consensual. And if you read it and you go, well, she could have stopped it at some time, you're part of the fucking problem. You're part of the problem, flat out. There's a lot of times people are trapped in situations and don't know how to get out of something. So they do where they feel safe. And if you're somebody who's in a position of power, like a Vince McMahon, you're going to do everything in your power to continue to repress and oppress and abuse and use your power to do horrible fucking things to people. You know, Vince has been telling us his entire life about how he was sexually abused as a child, and now here he is just sexually abusing everybody. And we've known about it for years, but we didn't know the extent of it. And the shit that I had to read that he does, first off, Vince McMahon does not know how to use a fucking vibrator. That's one thing I know. And I hate to say that because what I read, I cannot imagine the fucking pain that this woman was in, and my heart goes out to her for it.
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, what I'm going to draw from this is I hope, and I'm so sorry that this happened to her, but we don't hear of him doing this to other women. This exact same thing. The problem is, I fully believe that there's more of them out there.
There is. I don't doubt that for a second. And anyone coming to Vince's defense in this saying it's just allegations, it's been allegations since the 80s.
There's not allegations. There's text messages from
text
him.
messages. There's payoff notices. This is all coming to fruition in the past few years of all of this shit that he's been accused of for 3-4 decades now.
Yeah,
is true.
And I apologize because I do not remember the referee's name that had the issues from the 80s.
I don't
but
either.
it's similar things that she went through. And I don't want to misquote what her name was. Similar things there. It's been NDA after this, after this. The fun thing about NDAs is if it comes to a part where, especially in this case, which involves trafficking of human beings for sexual nature, that the NDA goes out the window at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It was to the point where Vince was like enlisting people to come over and basically using this poor woman as a concubine. And I can't, like, look, if you're into that thing in the bedroom, that's your thing, but there's no consent going on here. She was fearful of the repercussions that would happen of somebody that was in a place of power like that. And I just, I'm done talking about it. I'm done talking about it. I'm gonna walk away.
It's a very hard subject matter for us to talk about. A victim myself, it was very, very difficult to read every page that was listed today. It's very difficult to talk about it right now, just because I genuinely feel for that poor woman. There's no way to... I applaud this woman for speaking out, regardless of how long it took. I applaud her for going after every single person involved in this. Like we said, the people that were named, Vince and John Laurinaitis were named for sure. The special committee that was supposed to be investigating this whole thing never interviewed her. According to the reports, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were on that special committee hearing, and it was around the time that Stephanie had left. So there's a lot of ground to cover in all of those pages. I think Ethan said 62. I got about 30 pages in before I tapped. And Ethan just broke down the rest for me because, like I said, it almost ruined my day. And I don't recommend you go seek this out and read it unless you are genuinely interested. But if you are interested in reading what happened, you can find the whole court document online. We're not going to link it. We're not going to do any shit like that. It's easy to find right now. Just go on Twitter and type in Vince McMahon, or go to Google and type in Vince McMahon, and you'll be able to find all the information regarding this. But as with Ethan, I don't want to talk about this shit anymore because I'm starting to feel sick to my fucking stomach about it. I applaud Ethan for being the one who could say everything about it, because as I was talking to him about it earlier about how we would handle it, and I told him I didn't think I'd be able to handle it well. So thank you, Ethan, for that. But a lot of exciting things. We're back on track. Royal Rumble this Saturday. We got fucking New Edge Pro Student Showcase #1. We got 5 massive debuts tomorrow. I'm going to try to get interviews with a bunch of them because I know at least one of them has reached out, and a couple others I'm going to go talk to. But I can assure you that Ray Larson is one of the people that I will be interviewing, your New Edge Pro Women's Champion, and my personal best friendo. Don't tell Ethan. I know he's not in the room. But other than that, that's going to be it. Ethan is in the next room over taking a shit, I assume with a cat screaming at him. So I'm going to do our little bits. I am your Midwest emo PK Batman. Find me at PK Batman on Twitter. Clinton Davis. Sorry, I'm stoned. That was the Hoochie Daddy Ethan James. You can find him at Hoochie Daddy EJ on all of his socials. You can find us at On a Forklift Pod on Twitter, On a Forklift Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit, to find classic episodes. My brother takes his time getting up the audio only ones because I don't care to do it. I will see whoever is at New Edge Pro tomorrow night. Please come get a photo with me. It's literally my favorite thing to do. We will see you all next week. Possibly. I might not be here. Ethan will be here, but I might be getting to bed early because I have to get on a plane the next morning. There will be no On a Forklift on February 8th because you can go see Ethan at IWR. That's a Thursday night, so Ethan's going to go to that. So that's going to be he's back. IWR February 8th. You're going to be there, right?
Yes.
No Forklift that night because Ethan's going to be at IWR. We will return on February 15th.
With Gigi Jacobs as our special guest.
And Gigi Jacobs is going to help us run down the Horse Slam card.
Yeah. Gigi Jacobs can help us run down anything, and I'm not even going to go there.
Because you know what we love?
Slamming horses.
Slamming horses.